What's going on, everybody? It's the NBA Guru Show. We got a special edition West over and unders. We're looking on the over unders for regular season wins, and we're going to tell you guys if we thinking they're going to do good, they're going to fall short, what's going to happen. Naf's in the building, going to go over every team. How you feeling about these over unders, man?
Hey man, it's early, but they released the over unders, so just a little glimpse of going into next NBA season. There's gonna be some interesting numbers you guys see here. We'll give you our locks at the end, our three locks. If you do gamble on it, gamble responsibly, of course. We're not saying put the house, but hey, if it's a lock, I'm just saying that if you are a betting man, and you want to win some money, I don't bet, but if you're a betting man, then those locks, just stay tuned. Stay tuned. We'll give you our locks. Stay tuned.
Yeah, we'll have three locks for each of us for the West, and this is kind of special edition. Doing it during the summer. It's kind of a winding, not too much going on in the NBA right now. Going to do the over unders. We might have another one on the East later on, and we also might have another updated over unders right before the season if things changed a lot. So,
Yep.
but let's just do it, man. Let's just get into it. We got to talk NBA. I'm dying for some NBA. This is the only way to talk NBA. So let's get to it. We'll start in reverse order of the standings of last year. So we'll go with the Utah Jazz. And we're going by FanDuel Sportsbook here. No sponsorship or anything like that. But we got them at 18.5 right now. You got them over or under?
I got the Utah Jazz going under 18 and a half. I think that this team finished 17 and 65 last season. So my reason for this is I think they are deliberately tanking, as you can tell by the moves they made this offseason, moving off John Collins, Jordan Clarkson, and Colin Sexton. Not just that. I mean, the Colin Sexton trade, I believe they attached picks to get off Colin Sexton. I think it was Colin Sexton in the second rounder for Yusuf Nurkic. So, yeah, just looking at this team, man, it's young. I think that what they want to do is they want to usher in the Ace Bailey, Walter Clayton, new era. And another thing is they have a top 8 protected pick. So, or their pick is top 8 protected. So they want to assure that they are in that top 8. So I don't see how this team is better than last year. I think that they are going under 18 and a half wins.
You know, I'm going under as well because I think it's the West, and I think there needs to be some teams that get beaten up on, and Utah's got to be one of them. So I think it's just one of those teams in the West because it's so stacked that they're gonna have to just every West team's gonna beat up on them, and just they're not gonna get a lot of wins and stuff. So 18.5 was a pretty low number looking at it, but I think I think they're just not going to get that many wins. So
Yeah.
I'm going.
18 and a half is, yeah.
Yeah,
You're going under.
I'm
18
going
and a half is
under.
the lowest, obviously, in the West. I
Yes,
think we all expect them to finish last in the West.
they
Just
were.
looking at this. Yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead.
no, I was going to say they were 17 and 65 last season. So
Mhm.
I don't see a reason for them to be better than last season. They got Ace Bailey, they got Walter Clayton, and these are just young guys. I think you're right. They are just going to keep on tanking, keep trying to get prospects and stuff. Cody Williams, I don't see him doing anything crazy as an upgrade or anything. So in his second year, so I I just don't see them getting a lot of wins. It's going to be a lot, and there might be a chance that Laurie gets at the end of the season doesn't
Yeah,
play again.
good
So
point. I think Laurie is a trade chip. I would be surprised if Utah actually hung on to him. I mean, he's a blue chip guy that they still have on the team, older. I don't think actually I thought I saw stat. I think Laurie Markkanen has played 0 minutes in the playoffs in his career, and which is crazy.
yeah,
So Laurie Markkanen, man, you got to get out of that situation. That's someone that needs to be on a contending team at this point in his career. So I believe Laurie Markkanen will not be on the Utah Jazz roster come February. Like you said, I mean, Isaiah Collier, Keontae George, Walker Kessler, someone that they have used in trade talks as well. I know the Lakers have been in trade talks or rumored to be in trade talks. around Walker Kessler. But yeah, I mean, this team is just young. Ace Bailey, like you said, I think they're just going to let him. I mean, you saw some of it in Summer League where he was just taking terrible shots. So I think he's going to have to work on that, his shot selection. I think this is what the season's for. Cody Williams had one of the worst rookie years last year on paper. He did have a good summer league, and I think that between him and like Kyle Filipowski, who was the summer league MVP, averaged 29.3 points in the summer league. I think that these guys they just want to see what they got out of him. Cody Williams, I will say, also had a good summer league, played 5 games, averaged 20 points. So, yeah, I mean, I think that this is going to be a hard team to watch, but it's just going to be a lot of growing pains in Utah. Not much to say here. I think we both have them under, and I think that's a safe bet.
Yeah. And it's crazy that you brought up that he hasn't played any playoff minutes. He got drafted in 2017.
So, yeah, crazy stat.
All right. Yeah, we both got the under. Let's go to the Pelicans. 21-61 last year, 21 wins. They got them at 29.5 for next year. What do you think? You going over or under, man? This one's a tricky one.
This is a tricky one. This is pretty much a Zion bet, to be honest. Zion's health. Zion, you're betting on Zion to be healthy. 21-61 last year. So obviously they had that pick. We all know they traded their unprotected 2026 first round pick to Atlanta. So there's no pathway to tank for them really. So I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna say Zion does play more than 55 games. I would say that's a good number for him. So I think the Pelicans have a lot of talent on this roster. They have Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, but they are coming off of shoulder surgeries. So that's another thing. That's really what the question is with this team is health. I mean, Derek Queen had the injury in the summer league. So that's another injury. I mean, this team just is, I don't know if they're cursed or what, but these injuries just stacking up is crazy. I don't know if you guys forgot DeJounte Murray's still on the roster, tore his Achilles. So just had made that trade for Jordan Poole, which in my opinion made no sense since they took Jeremiah Fears in the lottery. So I really question the direction this team is heading. I don't know what they're doing with the new regime there. So yeah, man, I'm gonna go over 29.5, but it's not gonna be much over that. I think that's a good number for them. I think that they have too much talent with Zion, Herb Jones, Jordan Poole. And I mean, they even acquired Kevon Looney, but I don't think he'll play. Yves Misi had a solid rookie year. Yeah, I'm gonna go over. I think this team has enough talent to get over 29.5.
I'm going to do a little zag on this one. I'm going under, and it's almost because of the same reason of the last one, and that's just the West teams are just going to bully and beat up on these lower-ranked teams. Someone needs to get all the West teams, the top like 10 teams are going to be good, and they got to get wins somewhere, and it's just going to be on these teams that are not that good in the West, like the Pelicans, like the Jazz. And like you said, it's a lot of health factors. Zion, who misses games every year. Herb Jones has missed games. And I don't trust Jordan Poole to take over. I mean, or anything like that. So I'm going under, and are we saying our locks at this like now, or are we doing it?
Nah, we'll save our locks. We'll save our 3 locks at the end.
Yeah. So I'm going under on this, and
sounds like we already got one of your locks.
No, I'm saving them. I'm saving them.
Right, we'll see.
It could be a teaser. It could be tricking everybody.
Could be a teaser. There you go. I will say, so it looks like Derek Queen tore his ligament in his left wrist, and he'll be reevaluated in October. So that really jeopardizes his start of his rookie season.
And they need a big man.
They do need a big man, even though they do have Yves Misi. So yeah, man, just looking at this team. It's just a Zion bet. I think he has to figure it out eventually. Otherwise, he is going to be. I mean, speaking of guys that got drafted around, I think he got drafted in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, I mean, he's been in the league. just another guy that needs to start really figuring it out soon. And yeah, I'll go over. I think just because they don't have their pick, I think they have enough talent. So not much to say about New Orleans' dire situation compared to where they were a few years ago.
Yeah. He was drafted in 2019, and last year he played 30 games, and the year before 70, so that was pretty good. But then the year before that was 29, didn't play the year before that, and 61 and 24.
Yeah.
Like, dude, he's played 214 games in basically 6 seasons,
Yeah.
which is I'm doing the math quick, but that's like under 40 games a year. So that's crazy.
Not what you want from your number one overall pick. That's your star player. So yeah,
Yeah.
especially since he has his contract obviously fully guaranteed for next year. So
Yeah. All right. We'll get to the next one here. Spurs, 34 and 48 last year. This year, big jump in the over unders, big time jump, and it's 43 and a half. That's a 9.5 game difference, according to Vegas. Um, you know, this one's kind of tough. I'm looking at the Victor Wembanyama and the years he's played. His rookie year he played 71. Last year he played 46, which
yeah.
actually is kind of surprising. I thought he played way more games last year, but I guess near the end of the season, they took him out and stuff like that. They're being very,
Yeah.
very careful with him. Very careful. And man, to see a 9.5 game jump, I just don't
Mhm.
see it that big of an improvement. I know Fox was there during the end of the season. Maybe they'll figure some stuff out. There's been some weird rumors with De'Aaron Fox and some injury that he had that took him out of this China Under Armour boot
Oh,
camp.
I did hear about that. Right.
I don't know how serious that is. It might not be serious. It might just be a little something. So I don't know. Man, a lot of these over unders are health based, and the first three
Right.
it's just tough. Just based on health, and I don't know about Fox going into the season. It's all rumors, but I don't know. And Wembanyama played 46. It's tough because I do think if like they're fully healthy, I think they could get that 40. I think they'll get that 44, 45 games if they were healthy for most of the year. But I feel like that's like the ceiling. They still have a lot of young guys and stuff on the Spurs. There's still Dylan Harper, Castle. They're still going to figure things out. They're not, Castle is going to be second year. And he played well near the end of the season, but I don't think he's going to be like, fully polished or anything, obviously. So I just think it's still going to be a developing year, and that the Spurs are going to try to be careful with everyone. And I think like this isn't the year that they're going to be like, oh, let's just go all out, like, and stuff like that. I think they want to do one more year of this kind of development,
Mhm.
and stuff like that. Carter Bryant, they got as a draft pick, a great draft pick, very high on him, but they're still going to develop. De'Aaron Fox. Yeah, so I don't I think their ceiling is around 44, 45, but because of health concerns, I'm going under on it.
Okay. Fair enough. So it looks like De'Aaron Fox is starting today, actually, or yesterday, was eligible for a 4-year, $229 million extension with the Spurs, which a lot of people were rumored, when he got traded from SAC, that there was pretty much that agreement that they would come to, a max extension agreement with Rich Paul, his agent, and Clutch. So Brett Siegel is saying that it will take a few days to sort through some details, but it sounds like he will be getting an extension worth slightly less than the max. So that's the talk around the NBA in regards to De'Aaron Fox's extension. I know it's been brought up because, like you said, the Dylan Harper pick was something that they weren't expecting. But yeah, as you say, I'm a zag. I'm going to go over. I love this San Antonio Spurs team. I think that they are ready to compete right now. I think that Victor Wembanyama, if he plays, as long as he meets the 65 game requirement, he is going to win Defensive Player of the Year. That's going to be his award for the next whatever decade. I mean, you might as well rename it after him now. So I think that they have the talent. They have a good mixture of vets and young guys. Stephon Castle had a great rookie of the year last year. But yeah, De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, Harrison Barnes, and Victor Wembanyama probably be their starting lineup with Dylan Harper, Carter Bryant, Jeremy Sohan. They also signed Luke Cornett to a deal, who was been actually producing well over at Boston. A lot of people do like that signing there. So I like the Spurs to go over, eighth highest total. So Vegas expects the Spurs to be the eighth seed in the Western Conference. So I mean, a Spurs OKC first round matchup a year from now. Sign me up for that. That would be fun. But I think this team is ready to go over that 43.5. I think that I know you think you and a lot of people actually think they're a year or two away, but I think Victor Wembanyama is just that generational of a talent. I think Dylan Harper is ready to come in and contribute right away. But yeah, like you said, another team that's pretty much reliant and depending on health, especially with Victor Wembanyama last year in the blood clot. But the good thing with that is it wasn't really like a soft tissue injury like Zion has been hampered with. It's not ligaments. So that's something that you do worry about with the taller centers. So I mean, we haven't really seen that too much in Wembanyama's career. Keldon Johnson, like you, I mean, Carter Bryant. I've raved about Carter Bryant since before the draft on this show. So I love the San Antonio Spurs team. I think they're going to go over 43.5. So we disagree there. That's one we got to come back to at the end of the season. It's going to be interesting to look at this one.
Yeah, we'll at the end of the season we'll see our records and stuff. It'll be interesting.
Be
This is our first year doing it. All right, let's get to the next one here. Portland Trailblazers. This is kind of interesting one. 36-46 for the Blazers last year, and this year they got them at 33.5, which is 2 to 3 games under from last year. They got Drew Holiday. They got Jansen as their first round pick. Nothing too crazy of changes. They lost Ayton. That was a big one. But yeah, the big one is Drew Holiday. They got Damian Lillard, but he's not playing this year. So, man, I'm actually gonna go under. It's gonna be. I think this is a trap. I think this is a trap number. I think they think this is low for the Blazers. They're trying to put it low. And try to make people bet on the over because they seem better and like they should be getting more win around the same amount of wins as last year or better. But they're putting at 33.5. And I think it is. I think it's gonna be low or under because I think it's another team just to beat up on. I don't trust Drew Holiday that much. I think he's on the decline big time. I don't know how hard he's going to try for a losing team like this. I think they're just going to be. It's just another developmental year. I don't know. Yeah, they got good players. They got good pieces, but I just don't see it coming all together. I think Scoot is a good player. I like him, but I don't know if he's too polished enough to take this team over 35 wins, 34 wins. I just don't see it. I mean, they lost a little bit of talent with Ayton. It might be a good thing that they lost him, but talent-wise, man, I just don't love the direction.
So you think they're gonna get 3 losses worse than they were last year? Wow.
Yeah.
That is a bold bet right there, my friend.
I'm telling you, this is a trap play by Vegas. An absolute
fair enough.
Beauty of a trap play.
That is a hot take, I think. I'm going to go over. I think that this is not a trap. I think that they won 36 games last year. I think they'll win more than 33.5 games. I do agree with your point that the West is better. I do think that this team did slightly get better. I think they'll get better just with the maturity, not in terms of, Drew Holiday. We'll see. He looked washed in the playoffs. I think they need I think they will, and they need the jump from Scoot Henderson in his third season, and that's what this is a bet on. That's pretty much what this is a bet on.
Agreed.
Scoot Henderson making the leap. I think Shaedon Sharpe can take another jump. Toumani Camara was one of the best defensive wings last year, and actually, this was one of the best defensive teams in the last half of last season from January 1st to the end of the season, they had a defensive net rating of 111.3, which was ranked 6th in the NBA. So quietly, this team was one of the best in the NBA in the latter half of the season. Jeremy Grant, I don't know what you do with him. I know that he's been in rumors, it seems like forever.
Yeah.
I think that Robert Williams is a very good center. Obviously, the issue with him is health. So I think he's actually a very, very good backup center. Between him, Yang, and Donovan Clingan, that's a very good center rotation for the Trailblazers. So I think they go over. I believe in Chauncey Billups. I think that what they did in the second half of last year wasn't a fluke. I think that Scoot takes a leap, Shaden takes a leap. So I think Portland Blazers go over 33.5. I don't think it will be much higher than that, though. I think, like we said, we've talked about, they'll probably finish around that 12-13 seed. I don't think they'll be a play-in team, but I do think they get better. They do have a lottery-protected 2026 first-round pick that would go to Chicago if they do not get a top 14 pick. So just something to throw out there.
Yeah, this was one of the teams I just disliked their I just disliked their offseason
Right.
tremendously. I was crapping on them for a minute with the Anthony Simons trade for Holiday and
Right.
the Yang
Yeah, I don't like
Hansen
that
pick.
move either. Yang Hansen
Yeah.
pick was a reach.
Yeah.
Dame Lillard isn't even gonna contribute. I mean, he could
Yeah.
be a good assistant coach, I guess, if you want to
Little
add
rah-rah
value
player.
there. Yeah.
But yeah, I just didn't love what they did. They got some good pieces, good potential, but I think it's just another West team to get bullied on, to get beat up on from the big guys in the West. So, but yeah, let's keep going here. We got the Suns last year who were 36-46, and this year in Vegas they're saying it's 31.5, and they definitely lost a big piece. But what do you think, over under for this one? This one's kind of
This one
tricky
is
to me.
tricky. Very tricky. Yeah, trouble with this one. 31.5 is low. They won 36 games last year. I mean, obviously they had Beal and Durant last year. So I think I really like Devin Booker, and I think I'm gonna go over on this one. This is just a bet on Devin Booker, in my opinion. I think Devin Booker is one of the best guards, definitely in the league, definitely one of the best scoring guards. It's just a shame he's been stuck in this terrible situation that Phoenix has been on, and it cannot get any worse than last year, in my opinion. I mean, just from all the reports last year, all the vibes and everything were bad. With Bradley Beal, especially wanting out, coming off the bench. Obviously Jalen Green, they got in that trade with Durant going out to Houston. So I do like Jalen Green. I think this is a wake up call for Jalen Green. He really has to, if he doesn't want to just be another, retread in this league, and he really wants to live up to the second overall pick, he really has to. This is a good place for him to thrive, in my opinion. And they also got Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks is not, not just somebody that he's somebody that could really come in and provide defense. And they also got Mark Williams. So I do like, I actually quietly like what they did this offseason. Obviously getting off Durant, getting off Beal, they got younger with Mark Williams, Jalen Green, Kamon Malawache drafted 10th overall. I really like their second round pick, Rasheer Fleming. Ryan Dunn had a great rookie season last year. So I'm going to go. I think his team has enough talent to go over 31.5.
I'm gonna zag again. I can't. This is
wow.
We've agreed on the first one of the Jazz, and we've disagreed on the next four after that, man.
Spicy, man. I like it.
I got a little bit of a spicy take here. These guys don't even have a power forward. I don't know who their starting power forward is. I don't know. I guess maybe Royce O'Neal. Then I don't know who their starting small forward is going to be. I mean, if it's going to be a Booker, Green, Royce O'Neal, Dylan Brooks, Mark Williams lineup, that seems like that's going to be the starting lineup with what's going on now. I just do not like that. They need a pure point guard. They don't have it. I like Mark Williams. I like that, but man, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they're going to start the season slow. It's going to be a little ugly, and either they say Devin Booker, hey, like you got an injury, stop playing. We need to get more picks, or they don't even have any of their first round picks, right?
Yeah. So 2026, Washington will receive the more favorable of its 2026 first round pick protected for 9 through 30, and Phoenix's 2026 first round pick. So they do not have their 2026 first round pick, unless I think Washington is So they do not pretty much have their first round pick in 2026, I believe.
Yeah, that's tough. I'm still gonna go under. There's a chance that I was just thinking like Devin Booker is gonna be upset. It's gonna be a slow start, and they end up trading him for assets and like picks and stuff like that. I think that's what's gonna
Oh
happen. I think
wow! You think Devin Booker gets traded?
I think Booker gets traded. I think it's just he's just sick of this. This has no
He just
direction.
signed his contract.
Just recently.
Yeah, he just signed next. Let me look it up. Devin Booker signed, 2-year, $145 million contract extension this summer. So it's the largest in NBA history by annual average value. So, yeah, I mean, I think obviously it would make sense for Booker to 71 million. Yeah, 72 million a year is crazy. But I think it would make sense for Booker to ask out. But everything just seems like he loves it to be in Phoenix. I don't know what it is, but from everything like he says, I mean, he just signed this 2-year, $145 million contract extension. So, and I mean, if you're a team trading, get on your books. So, especially with the new CBA. So I think that's why I don't really see him being traded. But yeah, that's another spicy take.
It's just tough because like he's gonna want to. He wants to win. I know he looks like he wants to stay with a contract extension. I don't know. I guess that contract extension doesn't come in until
it doesn't kick in until 20. Let me see here.
When does it be again after his current?
I believe it kicks
like
in after
29.
Yeah, right after 28, 29. So it's just added on.
Yeah.
So it is.
Yeah, so I don't know, like it does look like he likes it, but I feel like during this, like he's had Kevin Durant and stuff. He hasn't had, he's had good players on his team, but like and Chris Paul, back in 2020 and stuff. But last few years has seemed decent talent, and Phoenix has tried, but this year they're going like just kind of young, a little bit younger, and trying to like just not really get any good pieces with like the 4 and the 3. I don't know. It's just all mixed and jumbly. I like their, Malawak's a good pick. They got some decent young players, Ryan Dunn, Kobe Barea, some
Kobe
some talent there.
Yeah, Kobe Barea is a really good shooter. Had a really good summer league. Really good.
One of the best shooters from the draft.
Yeah, probably the best shooter in the draft, to be honest. So I think I really like the draft.
And we'll see. I think that. I think things change and moods change in the middle of the season when you start losing and stuff. So I just think that Booker is the key here. And if he's not happy or if he's not playing well or if he's hurt, I think it's
no, that's a good point. I mean, Booker, drafted in 2015, the 13th overall pick. He had that finals appearance in 2021. He hasn't really done much since, and I think he's definitely become like sort of like unspoken of one of the best guards in the league. You don't really hear Devin Booker come up in the conversation, and that's just sort of a result of the team that he's been on. Just with the tumultuous setting that Phoenix has had with Kevin Durant and their new owner and Bradley Beal, and just going through coaches and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it would make sense for him to find something if it doesn't work out. But yeah, it just seems like all indications seems like he loves Phoenix, and who wouldn't love getting paid $71 million a year? So, but Kobe Barea looks like averaged 43% from 3 this summer league on 5 attempts.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So really, really good summer league splits from his shooting. But yeah, that's a problem. Devin Booker is a vet that probably wants to win now. So I think this is an interesting team. It's going to be interesting to see which direction.
That's a tough one. 31.5 is
It is tough because, like you said, they don't really have their control of their 2026 first round pick. So looks like you are going to go under and I'm going to go over. It's another one that we differ on. Yeah.
Dallas Mavericks, 39 wins last year, 43 losses. and the Vegas has them right around there, 40.5 for this upcoming season. What do you got for Dallas this year?
This is another one that I struggled with. Man, Cooper Flag falling in their lap, really signing D'Angelo Russell as a sort of just like a stopgap.
Yeah.
While Kyrie is hurt. It sounds like Kyrie from his recent Twitch stream doesn't. I think he said something like he will probably not be ready this season, so it's not looking very good for Kyrie returning. So when I'm looking at this team, I'm not really considering Kyrie as a coming back at all. But man, I really struggled with this 40.5 number. I think they're going to really hover around that number. I think it's going to be either 41 or 40 wins with this team. So I went over. They obviously Anthony Davis had that surgery to fix a detached retina in his eye that he injured during the season. And you also have Derek Lively coming off of a foot fracture. So this is another team where health is a concern. Klay Thompson not getting any younger. Anthony Davis. If Anthony Davis, I think, is healthy enough, I think that this team is deep
Which he was
enough
last
to
year.
win. Which he
Yeah.
was last year, yeah.
Mhm.
I think this team is deep enough, and I think Cooper Flag is going to come in and NBA ready, and his defense specifically is NBA ready. I think this team is going to be a problem defensively if you're starting Cooper Flag, Anthony Davis, Derek Lively. That front court is going to be a problem defensively. So I think that defense alone will get this team over 40.5.
I guess this is gonna be the fifth zag in a row, man. This is the fifth
Oh
one.
wow. This is good. This is good product, man. This is a good product.
Yeah, one of us is either gonna be really wrong and one of us is gonna be really right. I don't know what's gonna happen, or we're just gonna split everything. I got Dallas as a under, and I got it mainly to a couple things. I don't trust Anthony Davis, number one. I know he's been a little bit better recently, but still, I don't trust it.
Yeah.
I don't know how detached retinas. That sounds pretty serious. I don't know how careful they want to be with that. Just sounds like his eyeballs falling off or something. I don't know what's going on. I don't like that. You brought up Derek Lively. Yeah, he's hurt, or he got an injury as well. And then if I'm Dallas Mavericks, this is what I'd be doing if I'm Dallas for this year. I would tank this year as well. At least
Wow.
soft tank one more year.
Wow.
Get
This
an
is
asset
insane.
in 2026. Get an asset for 2026, and um, and just use that for the next year. This team was supposed to be a championship team for not this year, but for the year after. Uh, so I think that the Dallas Mavericks should, because of the Kyrie injury, because of Kyrie getting hurt, they're not going to be a championship contender this year. Just call it a year of tanking, get a good pick. You can keep that pick as a cheap contract or trade him during the season after, so you can get a good player. So then you'll have Kyrie, you'll have Anthony Davis, you'll have Cooper Flag, and you'll have that 2026 pick as an asset, or you can keep him if you want. And that, I think, could actually be a decently good championship, especially with how deep the 2026 draft is. If you have a top 5-10 pick in that draft, I mean, that's got to be worth something pretty good.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I think, I mean, that's
That is a I actually honestly I would if I am Nico Harrison, I actually don't mind that route. It's just hard like with these guys, Anthony Davis and
mhm.
Klay Thompson. Like, how are you going to convince these guys? I mean, unless you start making up injuries, Derek
Yeah.
Lively, you pretty much have to convince these guys that this is pretty much a throwaway year. But your strategy makes perfect sense. They do have their own pick next year, so yeah, just get in the lottery, use that pick as a trade asset, and get even better. So
And this is just me shooting the shit here, but let's just say a top 10 pick. Let's say they have like the number 8 pick or something. I'm just going to make something up. Top 8 pick in next year's draft. Isn't that like value wise? Do you think that, I feel like that's kind of like worth like a Keegan Murray type value, type player or something?
yeah, for sure. I would
That,
definitely, yeah.
like, if I'm the Kings,
Especially
I'm
because you
not,
have to pay.
yeah. So just something like that. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm making an example of you can get good value with the eighth, seventh pick of, and you can get like that Keegan Murray type player or something to go along with Cooper, Davis, Kyrie. I mean, that's not a bad championship contender
Yeah.
for.
I mean, hey,
For
Nico Harrison agrees with you, man. He said this team is like 3-4 years. This is their window with Anthony
yeah.
Davis not getting any younger. So it's very interesting. If they do that, I actually I would agree with going that route. I just think this team has too much talent. I like Brandon Williams I mean, he's no Kyrie, but I think he showed last year that he can play. He could give you solid NBA minutes. D'Angelo Russell, I'm not a big fan of. But these guys are just, I feel like, I don't know. I think this is a play-in team. I think this is probably going to be around that 10-9 seed like last year. PJ Washington was good for them the past 2 seasons. Daniel Gafford, who they just re-upped. I will say Daniel Gafford is also another very tradable contract. So that might be someone that they're looking to move. Max Christie had good minutes with the Lakers last year. I don't really think he did too much when he got traded over to Dallas. So it's hard to predict, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It isn't just another team that we'll see. We'll see what happens as the season goes on.
Just for updates here, I've gone under on every team. Just throwing that out
Wow,
there.
you're really scared of the West, man. That West,
Yeah, the
that
top of
West
the
stack.
West is scary.
Yeah,
And you have gone over on every single one except the Jazz. So
correct.
that's and just some stats, just throwing that out there. Uh, let's get to the Kings. 40 wins last
Hometown
year.
team.
Yeah, 40 wins last year and 35 and a half for Vegas this year. This one, this one, I'll go first for this one.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Your
gonna
home
have the
court,
lineup
man.
of sorry.
Said it's your home court, man. Take it.
Yeah.
Take the home court advantage.
Uh, you got Schroeder, you got Levine, DeRozan, Keegan, Sabonis to start the year. I don't know what's going to happen with this Kaminga stuff. If the Kaminga stuff happens, I think it changes things a little bit. Actually, but I don't think it's going to be too much different. I
Yeah,
think
I don't
it
think it
won't
changes
change like
much.
the wins losses too much.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, but yeah, I think 35 and a half is a decent amount of games for this team. Um, we've talked about this. Obviously, this is a team we've talked about a lot. We want them to tank, and they don't want to tank. So
Right.
they're gonna try to win. They got a lot of veteran guys: Levine, DeRozan, Schroeder. They're gonna try to win. That's what Vivek wants, and Sabonis. And I think this is gonna be the first over I'll go on, and I think it's gonna be a very small amount. I think they'll get 36 wins. Um, I do think they're going to try hard. I think they are just going to be around that, whatever, 11th, 12th, 13th seed, 12th seed probably, but get 36 wins. It's so hard to tell, but yeah, I just think I think that it is a little bit low. I think just that number 35 and a half is a little low. And, they got 40 wins last year. I know Fox was on that team, but they weren't playing well with Fox. They actually had like the record was better, I think, with at the end of the
Without
season.
them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I think also a year of like everyone figuring out without Fox how to play now. They got Schroeder, which is I feel like he'll figure it out where he's not like taking too many shots, where he's just becoming another chucker. I think they're gonna tell him, hey, like you gotta play make a little bit more, like focus on that, focus on passing and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think they'll get 36 wins. What do you think?
Looks like we disagree again. I'm going
Oh my
under
god.
35 and a half. Look, I just hate what this team has done. I did not like the Dennis Schroeder move. I don't understand the Kuminga stuff. Like you said, we'll see what happens. Check out our latest video up on our YouTube on that. We break it down. But, like you said, I agree with you there. I don't think Kuminga is going to make a difference if he does come in. Yeah, man, just not a fan of this team and how they're being built. and I think that they're going to go under. And I think that, like you said, Vivek's going to want to win, but I think the West is too crowded. I think this team is too old. I think that they don't have enough wings on this team because right now, as we, record this, Kuminga is not on the roster. So all you have is Keegan Murray. I just don't like the way this team has been built. I mean, we've waxed lyrical about Scott Perry and just how atrocious this roster building has been, and just even hearing rumors of Russell Westbrook right now is just, I don't know what the hell this team is doing. I have no idea what direction this team is going in. I'm going under 35.5, whether they like it or they try to win or not. I still think they end up under 35.5. I mean, if I'm a Kings fan, I would hope they end up under 35.5. I hope they embrace the tank. Obviously, the sooner the better. But, by the trade deadline, I don't even know if DeMar DeRozan's going to be on this team, to be honest, in February. Yeah, I just think that this team is, look, I don't know, man. I just don't know what to make of this team. Just looking at the roster, I will say, we've talked a lot on this channel about Nick Clifford and how well he did in Summer League, Maxime Reynaud, how well he's looked, how much we love Keon Ellis, how much we would want a bigger role for him. And now you're bringing in Dennis Schroeder and Russell Westbrook potentially to take more minutes. Yeah, so right now, just talking from the perspective that Kuminga is not on this team. I just don't really like this roster at all. Just defensive liabilities everywhere, in my opinion. I think teams are going to come into Golden One and not have a problem running through this team, to be honest. This is not a team that the upper echelon teams in the West are going to have to worry about. And I just don't see where they get more than 35.5 wins. But we'll see. We'll see, man. Maybe I'm wrong.
There's a scenario where, the Kings have a rough start. It's been 2-3 months. They're just playing like trash, and DeRozan leaves and Sabonis wants out, and who knows?
Maybe they finally embrace a tank.
Yeah, and could be like that, or they just, the other version of this is they just kind of steady along and they get wins here and there. They're splitting all these games and they get the 36-37 wins. So who knows? So we'll see. Because I don't know how big of a market all these guys with Sabonis, DeRozan, and obviously it doesn't seem very large. So
yeah,
they might just keep it running. So it'll be interesting. Let's get to the Grizzlies here. 48 wins last year and 34 losses. Memphis 40.5 this year for Vegas. What do you think about Memphis?
I'm going under on Memphis. I do not like what has happened at Memphis. Obviously, getting off Desmond Bane, and acquiring KCP, who had a terrible season last year for Orlando. They have a lot of young guys. Cedric Howard, I know you're a big fan of, who they drafted in the lottery. This is sort of like another team in the West where it's sort of a health bet with Ja Morant. Always missing games. Zach Edey's are in a boot right now. He just had surgery on his ankle. He might miss the start of the season. Triple J just got extended. So I think this is under. I think that they do have a talented team. I like what Jalen Wills did last year before. He's another person that was a victim of this team's injured list, fracturing his wrist. He did come back and play in Summer League. He looked good in Summer League. Cam Spencer, another guy that looked good in Summer League. Acquiring Ty Jerome, who had a good season for the Cavs last year. Look, I would say it's a deep team. But I mean, I just don't think. I mean, they don't really have. Another thing is, I don't really see they don't really have a center behind Zach Edey. I mean, Brandon Clark, I guess, can play center, but he's a small center. I mean, you're looking at Santi Aldama, maybe. I don't know. They don't really have a center, and Zach Edey's already hurt. So I just don't really like how this is another team where I don't really understand the construction. And I think they lost, losing Desmond Bane. I think they just got worse and acquiring pretty much Ty Jerome. Yeah, I'm going to go under.
I'm not zagging this time.
Wow, first one in a while.
The second one we've actually agreed on. Yeah, I think if Ja Morant's hurt, I think it's a big time problem for this team. And before, like Desmond Bain kind of carried and stuff, like when Jaw wasn't playing. So I
Yep,
think that's
good
going to be
point.
a huge loss. Without. So I'm betting that Jaw's going to miss games, which seems like a sure bet. Seen the last few years. And Desmond Bain is not there anymore to kind of carry and take over the load. Memphis, like I feel like they have, I've said it before, one of the best developmental teams in the league, if not the best. Them and OKC are top two. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so they got young pieces, they got good players. I just don't like the fit of it all. They got a bunch of firsts from Orlando, so I like, they have a lot of, they have
Yeah,
like,
right.
they're a
Future.
smart team. Yeah, a smart team. And I like Jalen Wells a lot. Obviously, local product here from Folsom,
Yeah.
California. Cedric Coward, I've said before, uh, definitely high on him. Very, very high on him. So I like what I see from what Memphis is doing, at least developmental and future wise. But KCP as your starting guard,
Yeah.
Zach Edey, I don't know. I just they like you said, they have good depth, but to get 41 wins, I'm gonna go. I think it'll be tight. Like they'll get like 38, 39.
Okay. Fair enough. Like you said,
Yeah.
I mean, John Morant played 50 games last year and 9 games the year before, 61 before that, 57 the year before that, 63 before that, and 67 the year before. So he's never even played more than 70 games in his entire NBA career. So
Yeah.
his career high in games played is his rookie season with 67. So yeah, I mean, just another team that where their health is just, I don't know. It's just been
And you
another
never
team that's
and
been injury plagued, and I don't think they have the talent enough to overcome injuries to guys like Morant and Triple J, and if he gets hurt, so
what you did right after getting his contract, right?
right, exactly, yeah.
You just don't
So
know with this team. They're always hurt.
it's just
Guys
too
coming
much.
in and out.
Yeah, I do like their coach Thomas Usalos that
Mhm.
replaced Taylor Jenkins, but I don't just yeah, I think his team is too young, and
All right,
inexperienced.
we'll get to another team here with the Golden State Warriors. 45.5 is Vegas this year. Last year they had 48 wins and 34 losses. Um, Golden State. Well, what do you think about Golden State?
Golden State, a team that has not made much noise, if any noise, this offseason. All the noise has been regarding Kuminga and his contract. That's pretty much it. Al Horford, still waiting on him to sign. I think that's correlated with the Jonathan Kuminga situation. Anyways, I'm going to go under. I don't think this team. I think this team is just the age worries me, man. Steph
Yeah.
Curry, I think he's about to turn 37. Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, those three will obviously start, and then you have Podziemski, Moses Moody. We'll see what happens with Kuminga. Buddy Hield had some great moments in the playoffs. He might be another trade casualty once again related with Kuminga. So look, this team has done absolutely nothing this offseason. I mean, they lost Kevon Looney. But that's pretty much it. Just not. This is a team I think that really needed to acquire some key pieces that can help them, not just during the regular season, but in the playoffs. And I just don't see how they got better when the rest of the West is getting better. At least the upper echelon teams in the West are getting better. This team is just getting older,
Yeah,
and they
agreed.
are not doing anything to circumvent that. So I think Golden State goes under
Yeah,
45 and a half.
yeah, 45.5. I got it under as well. Eight of the 9 teams so far I've put under. I don't know if that's a good
Wow.
or bad. Probably not great, but it's pretty much spot on what you're saying, man. Curry and Butler, like I don't trust a year older of these guys to like carry the team like they have been. Draymond, I don't trust that at all. Jimmy Butler, it doesn't even like playing in the regular season. I don't know.
Yeah, good point.
Just comes in during the playoffs. And Curry, he's gonna always miss games. He's been just actually. I want to kind of. I'm interested to see how many games he's played
Yeah, so look at
recently.
that. Jimmy Butler played 60 games in 23-24, and then last year he played 55. So
Mm.
he is yeah, he usually hovers around that 55, 57 the year before that, 52, 58. So he always hovers usually around 55 to 60 games. While you look that up, I will say that with Butler, Steph, and Draymond in the lineup in the small sample size, they did go 22-5 in the regular season last year. So they did have that good stretch, but yeah, exactly.
Curry's played 70 last year, 74 the year before, then 56, 64, and 63, and then 5.
Okay, not bad.
It's not bad. Maybe it's just, man, I don't know. I just he has to do so much for this team. He's 37. He did a lot,
and he has that mileage. He has that mileage on him too.
37. We'll be turning 38 next year, dude.
Turning 38 in March. Yep.
And that's tough for a point guard. LeBron can kind of get away with it. He's a forward and stuff like that. Bigger dude. But when you're a point guard and you got to run around all that, I don't know. Yeah,
I will say Curry is one of the best. He does have one of the best, fitness, sort of like his fitness and stamina, and he does work on his strength. So if there's, he definitely has the tools, I think, to, sort of buck that trend of small guards in the league. So, it's going to be interesting. Like you said, these guys, Jimmy Butler, Draymond, all a year older. I just don't see this team going over 45.5. So,
second row, we agree. That's good.
Yep.
The Timberwolves, 49 wins last year. 49 wins, and Vegas says we'll put it at 49.5. This is kind of tough. Minnesota here, they got the lineup. Most likely is going to be Conley, Edwards, McDaniels, Randall, Gobert. Still, nothing really changing. Dillingham probably going to get a little bit of a more time and stuff like that during this season, which I like for his developmental. And Dante DiVincenzo, Terrence Shannon Jr., Naz Reid still. And the center they got, how do you say his name? Behringer?
Johan Behringer.
Behringer. I don't have the French accent like you, man.
French. Yeah, Johan Behringer.
Actually, I do like
it. Gonna be, man? What do you think? You being around the bush here, man? 49.5. You sound like you're on the edge.
I have my pick in mind, and did they get Johnny Juzang?
I think that. I mean, come on, man. That was a couple of days ago, but
come on, man. I love that guy as a shooter, bro.
I don't think you're just stop it. You're just looking for this stuff to extend your choice, man. You got to come to a decision, man.
This guy's good.
Bringing up Johnny Juzang right now, man.
Johnny Juzang from UCLA, one of the most underrated shooters in the league.
Stop, bro. We can't be talking about Johnny Juzang right now. Come on, man. Johnny Juzang might not even be on the roster come December, man.
No,
What's it gonna be, man? What's it gonna be? 49.5.
I'm going over. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Continuity, if I could say it right, is what I think brings them to get over 50 wins. I like this team getting 50 wins. I mean, they were a game off from it last year, and they've played with each other now for a year. With Randall now, with that Karl Anthony trade last season, before the season started, and they have a year under their belt now for some chemistry. I think they were just kind of figuring things out at the beginning of the season, and now they kind of know each other's style and game style and stuff like that. So just based on that, I think Minnesota. I mean, I don't know. They play well together. Their depth isn't that great. That's the only problem. So if Anthony Edwards gets hurt, then it's cooked.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you can say that about any team.
Yeah. Though. So I just I don't like it too. I mean, their depth is nothing too crazy. I understand that, but I'm gonna go over just based on them being on continuity for them playing together. And they're a good team. They're still a good. They're always going to be around that 5th, 6th seed.
Yeah, I think they're safely penciled in for top 6 in my opinion. Yeah. I won't drag it out like you. I'm gonna agree with you and go over. I think they go over the 49.5. Like you said, Mike Conley. I don't know if it's going to be Mike Conley or Rob Dillingham. They invested a lot in Rob Dillingham. They traded a future first round unprotected pick to take him. I think it was 8th overall last year. He was okay in summer league. He averaged 17.5 points on a 40% from the field, 33% from three, 6.5 assists, 3.5 rebounds. So I think they really need Rob Dillingham too, because I mean, Mike Conley, I mean, you could even see it a little at the tailor end in the playoffs and tailor end of last season. He's starting to become a little washed. I mean, he's had a legendary career. He's been in the league for as long as I can remember, man. With those Grizzlies teams, but look, I like this team as youth. For me, I like the team's youth. Jaden McDaniels, Rob Dillingham, Dante DiVincenzo. I think Terrence Shannon Jr. was playing legit minutes in the playoffs last year. He is a guy that in the OKC series that they leaned heavily towards. They ended up, not winning the series. But I think what you saw from Terrence Shannon Jr., I think that coming into his second season, he was an older rookie. I believe he was 24 years old. One of the best performers in the summer league as well. Speaking of summer league, averaged 22.5 points in the summer league, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. He only played 3 games, but he was one of the best performers there. I think he's one of those guys that was too good to be one of those too good for summer league players. So Jalen Clark will be interesting if he takes a leap forward. But yeah, man, I mean, like you said, Anthony Edwards, this guy's like a cyborg. He doesn't really miss games. 79 games played the last 3 seasons. So, I mean, only missing a total of 9 games in the past 3 seasons is ridiculous. Crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, his youth he's got the experience. The only thing is, they have gone into the Western Conference Finals the past 2 seasons. So they have played a lot of basketball going into May. But like I said, man, this is a young team. I like the Julius Randle deal, the number that they got for him. I believe it was around $30 million. I thought that was a great contract extension. Bringing back Naz Reid. The one person that they ended up having to lose was Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Obviously, they were not going to be able to keep Naz Reid, Julius Randle, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. We knew that coming into the offseason. And I think they made the correct decision, to be honest, picking the two in Naz Reid and Naz Reid and Julius Randle, bringing them back. But yeah, man, I just Rudy Gobert, I believe, is not playing a Eurobasket, so he'll have the summer off with France. But yeah, man, I think that, another thing with the Julius Randle contract is it is a tradable contract. So getting deals like this, keeping assets like that is huge in this league, especially having tradable contracts on the book in case they do want to make a big splash. I know that they did chase KD during the trade deadline, and they actually did chase him again this summer, hoping, but I believe that was KD did not want to go to Minnesota. And I think that was a blessing in disguise for this Timberwolves team, to be honest. I think that KD wouldn't have really fit them well. So yeah, man, I love Yohan Berenger, another French guy. He could be an understudy learning from Rudy Gobert, similar build. I actually think Yohan Berenger's offensive talent is much higher than Rudy Gobert's, and I think his defensive ceiling can be almost similar. So I just like what this team has done. I would like to see Rob Dillingham take a big step. I think Terrence Shannon Jr., these guys, Jalen Clark, they're going to be getting a lot more minutes when Nickeil Alexander-Walker gone. And I think that in aggregate, they can replace his minutes. And I think this team goes over 49.5. I really like what this team has done in the offseason. So I agree with you there.
Well said. Dang, you might need to do a pod on Minnesota by itself, man.
Oh man, I went on a little Minnesota rant. I was glazing hard there, man. I was thinking I was a Timberwolves fan for a sec, man.
Yeah, I might need to start a Wolves pod here.
I know, man. Get A-Rod on the pod or something.
The Clippers here, 50 wins last year as well, and they got 49.5 for Vegas. That is kind of a tough one. I'm going over for the Clippers. I like their depth. I think it's mainly because of depth, and I think even if Harden or Kawhi miss games, I think they got enough depth to kind of carry them and kind of keep them steady. As long as Harden, Beal, Leonard, as long as 2 of the 3 are on the court, I think they'll be all right. And so unless like all of them get hurt or something crazy, but I'm gonna bet that at least for that they'll have two of the three for most of the season. I mean, they got Chris Paul as a nice little backup point guard there, being back with his buddy James Harden, um, and getting Bradley Beal is a pretty underrated.
Yeah.
I know you've been pretty big on him, saying he actually played like decent last year, which is true. And so just getting him is huge. And I mean, honestly, this team has a ceiling of like 58, 59. Like they can get high
Wow.
50s. I think they can
Wow.
get
You think they
if
could
they
smash
play.
this number?
Yeah, if they get like 75, 75 games each or something, which is probably unlikely, but
Yeah,
just
that's
ceiling wise, I think they could get high 50s. This team is pretty solid. I like this team a lot. They got John Collins, Brooke Lopez. I mean, these are just crazy additions for their depth.
yeah.
And yeah, I mean, and Zubac has been playing better and better. Uh, I'm gonna go with the over on it. I think they can win 50 plus wins easily.
I am going to agree with you again, man. I think that the Bradley Beal acquisition, I think this one was close, but I think the Bradley Beal acquisition, to be honest, like really put them over.
Yeah.
Like you said, I was a really big fan of that move. They got him on a very cheap deal. I believe it was 2 for 11 with a player option in the second year. So he's pretty much on a 1 year prove it deal. And I mean, this guy averaged 30 points, was the leading scorer in the league, not even less than six years ago. So I mean, he's 32 years old. I think that he's in a place where he got recruited by Harden. But like you said, that for me, that's what really put them over because I don't really see Kawhi and Harden and a lot of the older guys. Obviously, Brooke Lopez coming off the bench. I thought that was another brilliant signing. I don't really see them playing that over 70 games. So if you could have Bradley Beal, 32 years old, carry the load when these guys aren't playing, like you said, I think that's a great acquisition. And I think that they do go over 49 and a half. Yeah, I will say, James Harden, obviously, some not so flattering pics have been online of him recently in China, showing that he's not really in the best of shape. So
Yeah.
he is a guy, but it is August. He's a guy that tends to try to play himself in shape,
Yeah.
kind of playing with fire as you get older, in my opinion. Don't really want to see that. Love the John Collins pickup, another young guy that can help minimize that gap between the older vets and the young team. So yeah, I agree with you here. Not much to say.
Um, yeah, I don't think there's too much to say. I think we hit it on the head here.
Yeah.
We could go to the Denver Nuggets, another 50 win team last season, and they're giving them 53 and a half this year for Vegas. Um, you can go first on this one. What do you think about the Denver Nuggets, man? They made a lot of
I don't
changes.
know, man. I would kind of want to let you go first since you picked
Uh,
them to win the NBA championship next season. So I think we kind of know where you're going. I mean, you still sticking with that,
Yeah,
or
I'm still sticking with it, and I'm going over for sure because of the depth. Again, they got extremely nice depth now. Jonas Valanciunas from the Kings, Tim Hardaway Jr. trading Michael Porter Jr. for Cameron Johnson. I love all of these moves they've done. A fantastic offseason. Zeke Naji, Peyton Watson, De'Ron Holmes, who didn't even play last year, but these guys are all young players, and I could see them getting minutes and stuff. I know Michael Malone was did never really like playing the young ones. They got the new coach who maybe will be a little bit more lenient on playing some of the younger dudes. We'll see. But they got Julian Strother, Jalen Pickett. I mean, these are all dudes, and I forgot to even mention they got Bruce Brown back.
yeah,
They've just gotten so many depth pieces, some interesting nothing, no young prospects that we think they're gonna be like an all star or anything, but just like solid role player type young studs that could can make some decent impact at least during the season and keep them steady while if Jokic needs to miss games or Murray always misses games. So I really like the Denver Nuggets this year, as I've said before. I'm definitely going over, and as you said, and I said, I got them as the NBA championships of 25-26.
Okay, fair enough. I agree with pretty much everything you said. I mean, good luck if you're betting on under on a Nikola Jokic team, man. Good luck with that. That's all I'm gonna say. Love the Cam Johnson acquisition. Getting off Michael Porter just seemed like that fit just really kind of turned stale at the end of their tenure together. Yeah, man, Deron Holmes, good point. You know, tore his Achilles last year in summer league. They're gonna get him back. He was a first round pick last year, averaged 13 points and 9.5 rebounds in summer league this year. So it's good to see him out there getting Bruce Brown back, Tim Hardaway Jr., man. Look, man, it's like you said, it's a Nikola Jokic, team. I think they're a very good bet. I think you're making a very good bet betting on them to win the NBA title. I mean, this team went 7 games with OKC last year and then 7 games with the Minnesota Timberwolves the year before in the NBA playoffs. So this team was almost a game away from having 2 titles or 3 titles. You know, who knows what could have happened if they won those game 7s. So that just really shows like how, good this team is. Biggest question, you mentioned it, Jamal Murray's health. He has to stay on the court, but yeah, I think this is 53.5 pretty easily for me.
Yeah. And just for fun here, I was just thinking, I think Jokic wants to win. I don't know if he's going to be upset about it, but for MVP, there's probably only like honestly, 3 candidates for it, at least in my eye, and that's Shea, Jokic, and Doncic. And I think Jokic has a. I don't see it with his team. Yeah. You could go Edwards, you could go Wemby. I don't know about those two. But I think those big 3, Doncic, Jokic, and Shea. Yeah, so I mean, it's we'll see what happens there.
Yeah,
But
I think that for Jokic, I think that, man, if you don't want to look back at the end of Jokic's career like he only had 1 ring, like this is a player that, I think that's bigger for him. Like, yeah, obviously we saw the horse videos of him celebrating like he just more than when he won the NBA title. But yeah, man, Joker, I think that he needs that 2nd ring. That would really elevate him among the all-time greats. So this is a good good team to do it with. Good season too.
Yeah, and Shea kind of, I mean, like he deserved to win. I was
Yeah.
saying, well, he
Well, you picked Shea to win, didn't you?
Yeah.
I picked Jokic.
Yeah,
So
yeah, you picked Jokic, but like I think there was a little bit of a factor of like, hey, Jokic has won it a few times. Like Shea's had like the number 1 team. He's doing really
voter
good.
fatigue.
Yeah, so I think it could come back to the Jokic side for next season and be like, all right, they're like, all right, he's been killing it like every year. Like we got to get this guy another MVP. How many MVPs does he have? 2 or 3? And he's a 3-time MVP.
Yeah, it's 3.
Yeah,
right?
He has 3 MVPs.
And then he has that one with Embiid that was controversial. So he could easily have 4.
Yeah, he could.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, just something to think about. All right, we've been on the same side for the last 5 teams.
The top 3 here.
Yeah. Lakers 50 wins again. Another 50-win team from last year. 40.5 is what Vegas got him. This is your team, man.
48.5.
Yeah. The floor is yours.
Yeah, man, 48.5. I am going to go over on the LA Lakers. This is one that I think it's going to be really tight. I could see them winning 49 games. I think they're going to be around that 40. I could see them winning 48 games. So this is spoiler alert. This is not going to be a lock for me. This is one that I really teetered with. The good thing is seeing Luka recently. Obviously, all the men's health stuff, the contract extension in the past few days, all of it's been positive. The thing is, you're going to have that LeBron pretty much 1 year, pretty much on his last year. That's going to be looming. I don't know how much that's going to affect the team. If he does I know we've talked about him potentially getting traded during the season. Look, I like the additions, adding Jake LaRavia. I'm not as big of a fan on the DeAndre Ayton move, adding Marcus Smart. Pretty much adding those guys and losing Dorian Finney-Smith. I think the team did slightly improve. I think that the biggest improvement with this team is going to come with Luka Doncic. I think that he's going to be in better shape, as we can already see. He's going to have Eurobasket, which is going to keep him in shape. transitioning into camp, which is good for the Lakers. So Austin Reeves is extension is going to be coming up. He's extension eligible. He's playing on, I believe, $11 million a year. So he's gonna opt out of that player option next summer, and that's gonna be a big question mark for next summer. This team is gonna have a lot of cap space next summer with LeBron coming off the books. But yeah, let's just that's a topic for another day. Yeah, man, I think that DeAndre Ayton's a big question mark. Dalton Connect had one of the worst summer leagues you can possibly have from his viewpoint. I think that Dalton Connect ship might have sailed. He might be someone that they just have to look to get off of.
Yeah.
I like Rui Hachimura's fit with this team. I love the second round pick, Adu Tiero, that they got from Arkansas. I thought that was a steal of a pick in the second round. So I think this team got better between Adu Tiero, Jake LaRavia, Marcus Smart, even DeAndre Ayton is at least someone that can score and get numbers. Yeah, sure, might be empty calories in certain games, but yeah, I mean, let's just hope LeBron doesn't, bring a lot of drama with his last year. But I'm betting on Luka Doncic with this over number. What are you going to go with?
This one's interesting. They got decent depth pieces. LaRavia, Smart, Ayton. I like the stuff they did, but I'm basing it on the big stars. So I'm betting. When we talk about all these, it's basically like how healthy and how good is the top two players on the team. Something around there, 1, 2, 3 best three players. Doncic is the best player on the team, and I don't like it when the Euro players play during the summer and goes,
here.
Yeah, goes through all the season. He's gonna be tired. I know he's in tip-top shape right now, but I just don't love it when they have to play like 2 months before the season starts or whatever it is, 6 weeks.
Euro basket over here, man.
Yeah, I'm happy he's playing for his country. That's all great. But as far as regular season wins with Vegas, I'm gonna go on a slight under. Man, this one was one of the toughest ones, man. This was one of the toughest ones. I think it's gonna be like right under like 47 wins, 48 wins, just right there.
It's right. Yeah, it's gonna be close. This is gonna be a very close number.
Even without Luka, like they can still tread pretty well, but they still got Reeves, and
we
LeBron.
did have Luka as a top 3 MVP. I like that shout. Luka as MVP. That is I don't know if the awards odds are out yet. We'll do another show on that, but that's a good shout there. Eurobasket schedule is pretty condensed. Like they do play, I think, like 2 games like a game every other day. So, and they even have a back-to-back. So I don't think Luka will play. I mean, I'm hoping that they'll manage it.
Yeah,
but that is a good point that the games are very close together. So a lot of factors to take into account.
Yeah, that is crazy because Luka is like third in the rankings for MVP, plus 500. It's just tough. I mean he's gonna be playing like. I have to check the Euro League schedule, but is it mostly in August or in September?
It is August 28th through around September 5th. But that's,
okay.
I believe, the group stage games, and then I think they have knockout stages games if they advance.
Gotcha. It's not too crazy, but
about 2 weeks. I think it's nothing crazy.
Yeah, it's nothing too crazy, but just something to consider.
Yeah, I think you're over, honestly. But if he does play like every game, like that's a lot in like. So August 28th,
and if they go far,
September 2nd, that is 6 days, like 4 games in like 6 days is a lot.
And it might go farther, like they might be another week.
Yeah, they might go farther. Yeah, but even then, like it's middle of September, you could take like but then training camp starts. That's a good point.
I don't know. It's just something to think about. But I think this is one of the toughest. This is like a really hard one to really grasp on the over under. This one's very tough.
We'll see.
All right, 2 teams left. The Rockets at 52 wins last season, and this year they are at 55.5 for Vegas. This one, so they think it's going to be 3 to 4 games upgrade from last season. Obviously, they got a big name guy, Kevin Durant, the Durantula, the Grim Reaper, whatever you want to call him. But they got Kevin Durant. They kept Steven Adams, Reed Shepherd should be getting minutes this year. It'd be a shame if he doesn't, but I'm
Right.
sure he will. Dorian Finney-Smith, another great upgrade. So they got good depth. They got Jayson Tate as well. Tari Eason's still there. Eamon Thompson. Dylan Brooks was the one that left. And
Right.
uh,
Jalen
and
Green.
yeah, yeah, and him. But I just don't. It's all health wise, and if it's going to be on Kevin Durant, if he's going to be able to be healthy for the season. But I got Rockets being third, and if I got the OKC and Nuggets being top two, can the Rockets be third even with like going over? Man, it's tough.
Good
I'm
question.
gonna I'm gonna go I'm gonna go under on this one. And it's also a very tight one, man. It's just gonna depend on Durant's health. I think the Rockets are gonna try to be careful with him, be very careful because they're gonna want him for the playoffs. I don't
Good
remember
point.
I don't remember when was the last time Durant played. Did they just miss one season with Phoenix? I can't remember if they uh
Let me pull it up. His games played with Phoenix.
no if for last when was the last time
Last
he
year he
played?
played 62 games. He got injured. Remember, he just missed the a lot of like the NBA all NBA voting and stuff is over 65 games. I think he rolled his ankle at the end of the season and he played 62 games. He played 75 the year before that, and then
Yeah.
the year before that he played 47 when he got traded from Brooklyn to Phoenix. Oh wow,
Yeah,
so it'll be the year before that, yeah, 55, 35. So yeah, he's been putting together a good stretch of games.
Yeah, I think they're just gonna be more careful. It's another year. The dude is 36, turning 37 in September. So, um, man, and those legs and ankles, man, I always get scared. But I think that the Rockets are gonna be just very, very careful with him. And I'm going a slight under. They got good depth, so I think they can tread fine, but they'll get around 54, 53 wins, is what I'm thinking.
Um, yeah, I agree with you. I think you're spot on. I think this is going to be a slight under. I think it's going to be very close. So I think it's going to be 54, 55. I think that I do like what they did this offseason. We weren't big fans of the Kevin Durant move getting older. And I think as a result, they aren't gonna get 60 wins because like you said, that's a good point. Kevin Durant is probably going to be load managed a little, which makes sense. I mean, you can't blame them. I think that in order for them to hit this over number, we really have to see a lot from Reed Shepherd. And he did look very good in the two. He only played 2 games in summer league, played 30 minutes, averaged 23 points per game. I mean, they just pretty much let him rip in summer league. He shot 11. He averaged 11 3-point attempts a game in summer league. So, yeah, he's gonna get a lot more minutes that he did this year than last season. And Eamon Thompson, I think his offensive game really has to take another leap. We obviously know that he's one of the best defensive players in the league, especially a POA defender. He's right up there, but his offensive game has always been the question. Recently, and we saw that in the playoffs. So I think Eamon Thompson, Jabari Smith, and Reed Shepherd have to take a leap for them to hit this over number. I think that all three of them won't take that leap that they need.
Yeah.
I think that each one of those players has had question marks. Reed Shepherd, we just haven't really seen it from him. Eamon Thompson, his offensive game. Same with Jabari Smith. We haven't really seen him being a top 3 pick. So, I mean, Şengün is Şengün, one of the best centers in the league. Another one with defensive question marks. I do like the Dorian Finney-Smith acquiring him. Not a big fan of the contract, but of the player, I do like that acquisition. Clint Capella was an interesting one, and given that they have Steven Adams too that they re-signed, so they do have 3 rosters on their books. But yeah, man, getting rid of Cam Whitmore, who didn't really play much to begin with, but he did fill in and for some spot minutes a lot last year. So they don't really have that. Like, they don't have Cam Whitmore to come in and replace, if Kevin Durant's giving you 28 points a game, they don't have Cam Whitmore to come in and drop that 18 to 20 points that is missing from Kevin Durant. So I agree with you. I think that Kevin Durant's load management is the reason. And we mentioned Dillon Brooks earlier. Dillon Brooks was, I think, an underrated piece of this Rockets team, especially defensively. That tenacious defending he brought to the Rockets every night. He's not one of those players that takes games off, so they don't really have that anymore.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Tari Eason. So, I mean, I agree with you. I think this is a Kevin Durant load management is the reason that they're not going to get over 55.5 games.
Yeah. Just like you said about Brooks, like, Jalen Green is kind of like the guy that wants, can kind of has a good offensive game for the whole season.
Yeah.
And kind of be the guy that kind of chucks. I'm actually interested to see how
Yeah,
many games
exactly.
he played last year. He played 82 games last season.
Jalen Green, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, that's what you got him young scoring options like that, man.
Yeah, he played 82 games not last year. He played 82 the year before too, which is crazy.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So they're losing that as their regular season guy that can kind of chuck and take over games, at least for points and stuff. And they got a better offensive player in Durant, but he's not. I don't know. I don't trust him to play 82 games 2 years in a row, or obviously not that just this year. So I just I just want just more things to show why we both got him under. Okay.
Yep.
And all right. The Oklahoma City Thunder, the reigning champions, 68 wins last year. 62.5 is the over-under for Vegas. It could go either way. This could be like, hey, let's just load manage these guys. Let's just lollygag our way to the playoffs. It could be. That's not the way I'm thinking.
Okay. I disagree.
It's not. It's just a way that could be like that, where they just kind of, we won our ship. We won 68 games last year during the regular season. Let's just take it down a notch. Let's rest our guys, not take it too hard, and just get to the playoffs and just do our thing in the playoffs like last year, because we're going to be making runs for years to come. That could be it, but I'm still leaning that they will play very hard during the regular season, and it's mainly because their guys are young. Their three best players are so young. Shea's 27, Jalen Williams is 24, and Chet is 23. So these guys are just super young, and only getting better. Like Jalen Williams is still going to get better. Chet Holmgren's still going to get better. And I didn't even mention their guy Topic, who didn't play last year, to kind of have a decent. I don't know how big a role it is, but they got more depth now behind Shea as being that backup point guard. A lot of people were kind of high on Topic, Nikola Topic, from the draft the year before. So we'll see their depth. Caruso, Kendrick Williams, Cason Wallace, Isaiah Joe, all kind of role players, guys. Not really guys that can really, if Shea misses a bunch of time, or Jalen Williams, nothing that I could see like kind of take over big time scoring roles. But they're all young, so they're all going to get better. And I'm going to over on slightly. I think they'll get the 60, like around 64 wins. So.
Oh wow! So you think they do? They don't get 68 wins. I mean, 68 is a lot of wins.
68 is
crazy. They're just 2 games off that 70 win mark. So,
which is really underrated, like how they won 68 and really no one talked about it, which is kind of crazy. But
yeah, they had one of the best regular season and playoff performance in NBA history. I'm not worried. I think this is an easy over. I'm not worried about the team load managing. You just said all their ages. I think that this team is way too young to even talk about load managing. I mean, even Jalen Williams was playing through like a torn wrist in the playoffs. He just got that. He got surgery after the finals, and he even played well in the finals. So, I mean, these guys are so young. They're like cyborgs, man. Just all that, all that energy, and that's pretty much what got them through last season into the playoffs, winning the NBA ship. I think this is just an easy over 62.5. Nikola Topic, you mentioned. I think the one name that you didn't mention that's going to be really big is AJ Mitchell, who had a really good summer league, who I think will get a lot more minutes this year. A really good player, averaged 20 points per game in summer league. And I just think that he's someone. He averaged 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 4.5 assists in summer league. I think he's someone that's going to really take a leap this year. And he's going to get a lot more minutes. Nikola Topic will, but I think that AJ Mitchell is the one that they're really going to be relying on To maybe if they do want to load manage, maybe reduce Shea's minutes a little. Yeah, I mean they're pretty much running it back with the same team.
Yeah.
Their first round pick was Thomas Sorber. He was injured with a foot fracture, I believe. I don't think he's gonna get any minutes at all, to be honest. So, I mean, they gave Shea the big extension. They gave J Dub the big extension. They gave Chet his extension.
Yeah.
They pretty much locked down their big three. And yeah, they're pretty much running it back. So I don't see any other reason that I mean, I don't think they'll win 68 games. I agree with you there. I think they'll win 65, 66 games around that number. I think 65 is a good number. I think they pass 62 and a half pretty easily. So I think that they're going to be getting like the AJ Mitchell and Nikola Topic is an addition that you'll really see this season with them. In addition to, they have a deep bench, obviously, with Andrew Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, Cason Wallace, obviously Alex Caruso. So yeah, this one's easy for me.
68 wins last season, and guess how many games Chet Holmgren played last year?
30 something, right?
Yeah, 32.
Yeah,
32 games.
insane.
And it's crazy. He played 82 the year before. But if Chet Holmgren's playing more games, that's just better odds of winning 60 plus. So we'll see. But I don't know. Yeah, I like the way they are trending for the regular season to get more than 62 and a half. But that's all of them. We just went through 15 teams, man.
That's a rundown, man. Get your slips ready if you're a betting man. We'll see. We had some differences, so we'll come back to that.
Yeah, we had a bunch of differences. We'll see how records go near the end of the season. But we promised you guys 3 locks each. I got the 3 locks. Naf's got the 3 locks.
3 locks.
Tell me what your 3 locks are.
Okay, so I'll go with let's start a little bleak. My first lock is Utah Jazz over under 18 and a half. A lock for the Utah Jazz to go under 18 and a half wins. I don't see how they go over 18 and a half. We talked about that at the top of the show. My second lock, this might be a surprise. This might be a little risky. Don't be going to Vegas, betting your house on this one. Over under 43 and a half wins for the San Antonio Spurs. I went over. I will lock that. Big fan of San Antonio. One of the surprise.
That one's like a high risk, high reward.
That's a high risk one. That is a high risk one. I didn't want them to all be, very vanilla. So my final lock will be the Denver Nuggets here. 53 and a half is, I think, a very low number. This is a Jokic lock. I would not be mad if you did bet your house on this one. Honestly, I think this is a safe bet with the over. So let's hear yours now.
I respect all those. Those are good ones. I got the Nuggets as well. That's one I have as well. On the what was
Over
it, 53 and a half? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
53 and a half. So we got the same one for that one. The other two is gonna be a little interesting. I got the Clippers. Clippers is a lock for over. I got the Clippers as a lock for over 49 and a half. I like the depth. The depth's really good. They got Beal, Harden, Kawhi, and now John Collins. Some insane depth with Bogdan, Brook Lopez, the Chris Paul signing. They still got Batum there. It's a nice bunch of nice pieces for that team. And as long as they stay,
talk about high risk, man. You're betting on a lot of old geezers, man.
Yeah. I just think if 2 of the 3 are healthy for most of the season, as long as 2 of the 3 are playing a game, I think they'll be okay. And then the last one, this one's kind of a risk. I don't know, but it's based on a theory that they should be tanking a little bit, a soft, silent tank, and that's the Dallas Mavericks.
Wow.
I got the Dallas Mavericks. I need them to be under 40 and a half. I think they'll clear it. I think Nico and the management will figure it out during the season that, hey, let's just let Davis rest. Let's just let Cooper near the end of the season. Let's just not play him too much. Let's get ready for the year after. Kyrie will be back, and let's get a good pick and make things happen so I can be one of the greatest GMs of all time and one of the greatest turnarounds of all time.
If he wins, Harrison, the guy that traded Luka Doncic away for a bag of balls a couple months ago, that is crazy.
He will try it. He's going to try everything to make his name good again. And that will have to be getting a good asset in 2020 in the 26 draft, so he can
That is a
use it.
risky one. Wow, that's a surprising one. Dallas Mavericks under 40.5. That's one that I
Yeah.
really couldn't even decide. I can't believe you're locking that one.
That one's a lock. Dallas will figure it out that they don't need to really try that all this year without Kyrie. Get into the championship contention for the year after, like Nico's been saying, and get a good draft pick, get a good asset, and make things happen in 26 and make everyone, or 26, 27, and make everyone look like every person in the world was one of the dumbest people in the like he
Like
can make it
everyone
happen, man.
fools.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's just the three
I'll take
locks. We
it
each
for
got three
sure, man.
locks.
That's a hot one.
Yeah.
That's a risky one.
We'll be doing the records and stuff near the end of the season, but man,
Yeah.
90 minutes of some good over unders. Yeah, we do not take responsibility. Do not come back at us
Gamble
and say,
responsibly.
yeah.
Except if you want to bet the over on the Nuggets, go ahead. No, no, I'm just kidding.
At least we both got one that was the same.
Yeah, got one lock. The Nuggets right there. Watch them go under. That would not be a good look. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
we had a good streak of differences, and then we had a good
You
streak
did,
of
man.
the same. So
That's what you get, man. You got different viewpoints from the NBA Guru show, man.
yes, sir.
Let us know if you guys agree, man, in the comments.
Yeah, let us know. Like and subscribe, follow us, do all that good stuff. We'll be doing an East one at some point, and having more shows. So keep up with us. Subscribe, even get one of those notification bells for you when we post a video. So keep it coming, and yeah, stay tuned for the next show, guys. Take care.
Peace.